you this when you were both over 16.
It's getting harder to hold!
The world of Onward is built on a simple but emotionally rich idea. A fantasy land that once lived on magic slowly traded spells and sorcery for convenience and technology, leaving wonder behind in favor of modern comfort. This setting immediately feels familiar yet fresh, blending suburban life with mythical creatures like elves, trolls, manticores, and centaurs who now work office jobs or run roadside businesses. The film opens by establishing how magic faded over time because it was difficult and unpredictable, while technology was easy and reliable. This contrast becomes the heart of the story, framing a world where belief has quietly disappeared, and only fragments of the old ways remain hidden in dusty books and forgotten legends. At the center of the story is Ian Lightfoot, a shy teenage elf who struggles with confidence and feels incomplete because he never met his father, who passed away when Ian was very young. Ian is thoughtful, awkward, and deeply sensitive, always worrying about how others see him and doubting his own abilities. His older brother, Barley Lightfoot, is the opposite in almost every way. Barley is loud, enthusiastic, and obsessed with ancient quests, role-playing games, and the lost magic of their world. While others see Barley as irresponsible or childish, his passion for history and magic gives him a sense of purpose and identity that he holds on to tightly. Their relationship feels grounded and realistic, shaped by sibling tension, misunderstandings, and unspoken love. Barley believes deeply in magic and legends, while Ian sees them as fantasies that don't belong in the modern world. This divide mirrors their emotional differences. Barley clings to the past, while Ian worries about the future. Their mother, Laurel Lightfoot, is a strong and caring presence, trying to raise her sons on her own while encouraging them to grow into who they are meant to be. She supports Barley's quirks and gently pushes Ian to step outside his comfort zone, creating a warm family dynamic that anchors the film emotionally. The turning point of the story arrives on Ian's birthday, when the brothers receive a long-hidden gift from their father. Inside is a magical staff and a spell designed to bring him back for one single day. The spell represents hope, closure, and the possibility of connection, especially for Ian, who has lived his whole life wondering what his father was like. When Ian unexpectedly discovers that he has the natural ability to perform magic, the moment feels both thrilling and overwhelming. For the first time, Ian touches something extraordinary, suggesting that magic may not be as lost as the world believes. However, the spell goes wrong, and instead of fully reviving their father, only his lower half returns. This strange, yet emotionally charged outcome shifts the story into a quest narrative. With time running out before the spell expires, Ian and Barley must journey across their world to find a rare magical gem that will allow them to complete the spell. Their father, reduced to a pair of walking legs, becomes a silent companion symbolizing absence, loss, and the longing for connection without words. The journey itself feels like a classic fantasy adventure filtered through a modern lens. The brothers encounter old ruins hidden beneath highways, magical creatures surviving on the margins of society, and forgotten spells that still hold power for those willing to believe. Barley's knowledge of ancient lore, once mocked by everyone around him, becomes essential. His passion transforms from a joke into a strength, proving that his love for the past has real value. For Ian, every step of the journey challenges his fears, forcing him to speak up, make decisions, and trust himself. As the brothers travel, the emotional layers deepen. Ian begins to realize that his desire to meet his father is tied to his insecurities and fear of not being enough. He believes that meeting his father will somehow complete him or give him the confidence he lacks. Barley, on the other hand, carries his own quiet grief. Unlike Ian, Barley remembers their father clearly, including the pain of watching him grow sick and eventually pass away. Barley's enthusiasm and humor mask unresolved loss, making his obsession with quests a way to stay connected to the magic and stories his father once loved. The film carefully balances humor and emotion, using visual gags and playful world building to keep the tone light while allowing deeper themes to surface naturally. Moments of comedy never undercut the emotional stakes. Instead, they make the heartfelt scenes feel more genuine. The presence of their father's legs adds absurdity, but also tenderness, especially in moments where the brothers try to include him in simple activities, reminding the audience that even incomplete connections can be meaningful. Laurel Lightfoot's role expands as she realizes her sons are in danger and sets off to find them, accompanied by a manticore who once lived as a fierce warrior but has settled into a safe, unexciting life running a family restaurant. This subplot reinforces the film's core theme, the tension between who we once were and who we've allowed ourselves to become. The manticore's rediscovery of her courage mirrors Ian's journey towards self-belief and Barley's validation as someone who matters. As the story moves toward its climax, the brothers face obstacles that force them to confront their emotional truths. Ian begins to recognize that Barley has been acting as a father figure all along, teaching him how to ride a bike, protecting him at school, and always believing in him even when Ian didn't believe in himself. These realizations are subtle at first, emerging through memories and small details, but they gradually reshape Ian's understanding of family and love. The final act brings everything together in a powerful emotional resolution. As the spell nears its end, Ian realizes that completing it would mean Barley finally getting a chance to say goodbye to their father properly. This moment reframes the entire quest. What began as Ian's desire becomes an act of selflessness, showing his growth and maturity. Ian chooses to let Barley have the moment he needs, even if it means giving up his own chance to meet their father face to face. This decision is quiet but profound. Ian watches from a distance as Barley reunites with their father for the briefest time, saying the words he never had the chance to say. The film avoids excessive dialogue, letting silence, expressions, and music carry the weight of the scene. It becomes clear that closure doesn't always come in the form we expect, and that love can exist even without direct presence. By the end, Ian no longer feels incomplete. He understands that the qualities he admired in his father have been present in Barley all along. Barley's guidance, loyalty, and unconditional support shaped Ian into who he is, even without him realizing it. This realization transforms Ian's perspective, allowing him to step into the world with confidence and gratitude rather than longing. Onward ultimately tells a story about loss, legacy, and belief, not just in magic but in people. It suggests that magic never truly disappeared. It simply changed form. It lives in relationships, courage, memories, and the willingness to take risks for the people we love. The film's message resonates across ages, speaking to anyone who has experienced absence, struggled with self-worth, or searched for connection. The release of Onward marked a unique moment for animated storytelling, offering a deeply personal narrative wrapped in fantasy adventure. Its trailer showcased a mix of humor, emotional depth, and imaginative world-building, giving audiences a clear sense that this was a Pixar story rooted in heart as much as spectacle. The voice cast brought warmth and authenticity to the characters, with performances that emphasized vulnerability, enthusiasm, and genuine sibling chemistry. What makes Onward stand out is its restraint. It doesn't rely on grand twists or complex villains, choosing instead to focus on internal conflict and emotional growth. The true challenge isn't defeating an enemy, but overcoming fear, grief, and misunderstanding. This approach gives the story a timeless quality, allowing viewers to connect on a personal level regardless of age or background. In the end, Onward leaves audiences with a quiet but powerful reminder. Sometimes, the thing we're searching for has been with us all along. The journey may be messy, strange, and unexpected, but growth often comes from realizing that love, support, and magic don't always look the way we imagined. Through its heartfelt storytelling and imaginative world, Onward delivers a moving experience that lingers long after the final scene fades.